came to the march to seek solutions. As everyone else who attended the march, we wanted to share with the world our voice. With over 70,000 people in attendance, and this is just in New York City alone, one thing became clear to us. They are all uniting with purpose, vision, and a heart for change. Each has gone about this change in their own way. These are their stories. Who are these people? Why does it matter? We sought out to make this documentary one about solution, but we're finding out so much more. And as we begin our journey, we start by asking the question, why are you here?
Well, basically, we're just trying to get people to pay attention to the fact that the judicial system in America is unfair.
I mean, police brutality is an epidemic that it needs to stop.
It's the Ferguson death, and as well as the death here in New York on videotape.
Every time I turn around, I hear another unarmed black person has been killed by a police officer.
We understand our judicial system, we understand our laws, we know how to organize, and we know how to create a revolution. And it's going to be another revolution, just like it was in the 60s when Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. And it's not all police, because there are police who stand to protect us, but the racism in certain areas and certain people of that needs to stop, and we're taking a stand.
So I'm out here to vent with everybody else. And maybe be part of an onset of further dialogue that leads to something.
I guess I'm just like everybody else who's just really confused and angry and sad and just a wide range of emotion.
There's no way to remain neutral, and that's kind of how injustices continue.
My friends are dying because of this, so this sign is to bring unity. That these are our people, these are our friends, these are our lovers, these are our colleagues, these are our people.
So out here today is very multicultural. Are you happy to see everybody come out?
Every march that I've been to has been multicultural. It's never just black people here, so we always have something. Everyone has a voice, and everyone believes what's right and what they know what's right and what's wrong.
I think things like this are a good start. You know, just a lot of people from all walks of life and all look not like each other, and kind of just saying that they care about this.
I feel like the 70,000 plus that came out today was very professional from different ethnicities.
Yeah.
We had Spanish, Black, White, Irish. It was just about all lives just coming together and uniting.
Cops see this, they know that it's just not our race complaining for no reason, that it has to really stop.
The youth, the millennials that came out today was excellent, and we showed we want justice.
I go to an HBCU, Howard University, so I'm surrounded by a lot of black people, young black people, so I always hear the opinions of other people that are like-minded to me. So to come out here today and see that other people outside of us care as well, that's what it's going to take. Like you have to change minds, you have to change opinions for progress to happen.
Many of our interviewees offered police training as a suggestion. Let's take a look.
I think it comes from the academy, how they're taught. Just like in the Eric Garner case, he had put Eric Garner in a headlock, which caused him to lose, he couldn't breathe, and I think that's not what they're supposed to be taught in the academy. It was banned from the academy years ago, and they just need to be taught right.
Better training with the cops. They need to be trained better. Yeah.
Our officers should have a 4-year degree and should take classes in diversity and oppression.
You should have to talk to people outside of your workplace, because if you don't talk to black people, you don't know their mannerisms, their words, what all of that means. You just see it. You can easily see it all as aggression.
Not just racist cops. It seems like that's a big deal though, but I think it's also about how they're taught. Just like it seems like they're being taught to kill, because that's like the first thing they go for.
can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
If somebody is stopped by the cops and the cop becomes aggressive, do you have any ideas of what that person should do?
There's not too much that they could do at all. Like all they could do, if the cop becomes aggressive, there's not much you could do. Just hope it's documented, because there's nothing more that you could do. There'll always be a lie. They'll have a lie even if it's caught on tape. So it's like there's nothing much you could do.
Do you have any brothers or male family members?
Yes.
Do you ever fear for their safety?
Yes.
If a cop stops them, and you too, Mom, right? What would you suggest for them to do?
My husband and I had this conversation with our son about a week ago, and basically what we told him was, you do what they say. You keep your hands so that they can see them, and you listen to what they say.
I've seen videos of cops bothering people, and what they're doing is it's against the law.
It needs to be changed in a judicial system. It's not just a racist thing. It's an American thing, and the judicial system needs to be changed.
We need equality from our police and from our protection. These people need to actually protect us. At the end of the day, I want to ask each and every one of these cops, are you out here to protect me or arrest me tonight?
That's a good question. What do you think the answer would be, just realistically?
Realistically, I think it completely depends on the mind state of that particular cop.
Choke me down, choke me down, choke me down, ain't gonna let nobody choke me down. I'm gonna keep on breathing, keep on breathing, keep on breathing, yeah.
And what about racism in general in America?
That's a completely different issue, but right now it's about the police and racism. We can't change everyone until we change ourselves. So once we change ourselves, we'll change the departments and we'll change the people in charge.
A lot of people see black men as a threat, but that's just because they don't understand them. You know, so if you could understood where the child or the man came from, I think you wouldn't feel like he was this big scary person you had to kill.
My suggestion is educate yourself on what racism is, and it's not just people not getting into schools or not getting jobs. These are microaggressions that are done daily.
Well, you know, we've come from a background of, I guess, 400 years of hatred and racism and just from all countries. It's not just the blacks or whatever. We have racism in every race. And it just has to come to a stop. The kids of our millennium want change. And this happened, just like they wanted change when Obama came into the office. There was, you know, and it's just not him. We're just fighting for peace in our lives and just trying to make a better world.
It goes further than just what these officers have done. It goes as far as looking at it as self-genocide, what's going on further than what you just seen, homicide. It goes to blacks trying to kill blacks because they feel like they're in the pot and it's crabs and everybody's trying to pull somebody down.
My daughter said to me today, Mom, let's go in H&M. No, we're not going in H&M. This is not an H&M day. We need to boycott and hit people in their pocket, and then you see change. Black people are the #1 consumers in the United States.
We already do our own events, you know what I mean? Like, we already are organized, and it's most of the time it's positive, but the little things that they do, they blow it up, you know what I mean? Why focus on the negative intensity, do something positive and never get mentioned and never get pushed?
It's interesting to see the people who are just like, Black Lives Matter, you know, like, it's almost like we're playing on racism by saying that we feel like Black Lives Matter and only Black Lives Matter. But if you look at this country and what Black people have been through, you know what I mean, over the years, to me, it's a no-brainer, you know, why we're having this hashtag. The whole point of the hashtag isn't to say, oh, we only matter, but it's like, hey, we're here, we're kind of important. We just want to be recognized as people, you know, like all lives matter and we're Black and we're a person and we want to feel, you know what I mean, like we matter. And so I think that's the thing, like, it's not trying to separate us from everybody else. It's about trying to be included for once in our lives.
Can you tell me why you think people are so fearful of the black man?
A lot of people say that they're fearful of the black man because the black man has been wronged for so long and hasn't really stood up to his potential and fought back. I personally think people are scared the day that the black man does actually fight back.
Well, they were taught from 400 years ago to be fearful from them. They were taught that we were animals or monkeys or just, like we were animals.
I think that there is fear, or just kind of like just biases.
There was something about them that they seen that was great, and then when they seen it, they tried to kill it because they didn't want it to go any further.
Corruption plays a large part of it. I think we've all heard the saying, who's going to police the police? Or how can you expect the system to prosecute its own? We're seeing that today. We're seeing in both grand jury cases, the prosecutor presented their facts. When they're trying to indict the murderers, these murdering cops, they presented the facts as if the victim was somehow a criminal.
Leave the talk out loud. You're not going to get the soundtrack to this movement with anything by Viacom or Clear Channel Radio. We are the movement.
Clear Channel and Viacom. Did you hear that? That got us thinking. What type of influence does media have on our perceptions of Black culture?
As far as the uneducated Black men and the uneducated youth, those are the ones that are being feared because they don't know any better but to rob and steal or to take and kill. They don't know any better. This is what they're seeing on the polluted channels and TV and commercials, and we're being blindsided and bamboozled by music and just polluting our youth, and that's not fair.
Because they're trying to get rid of that certain race, and the way they do that would be to pollute the airwaves, to pollute television.
Black people in the media, in the way we're portrayed in America and out around the globe, you have the shows like Love and Hip Hop and all those reality shows where you get one glimpse of like who we are, and it's not really who we are.
We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have dentists, we have politicians and presidents, and we don't get to show that side a lot.
We asked each interviewee exactly what they thought could be done in order to experience the change that we wish to see.
Better training with the police departments across America. They should be trained to actually dissolve situations and not execute people while arresting them.
A lot of officers, they work and serve areas that they're not from. And something about they need like training and classes of how to deal with people that come from different backgrounds, how to relate to individuals that didn't have the upbringing that they did.
The situation I can see is to have police that represent the community in terms of race. So if 80% of your population is Black, then I think you should have 80% of your officers meet that community where it's at.
It seems like the first thing they do is to pull out their gun. I just want them to use it less. They have handcuffs and a taser on them, but the first thing they go for is a gun.
It's just that, just the educational system, even just the way they're brought up, they're not taught the real issues.
States, we got a common law jury set up. It's where it's the jury of your peers, our constitutional right, where it's the jury of our peers, and we got it. It's all 50 states. It's on nationallibertyalliance.com.
Maybe we can hope that legislation will pass, and independent prosecutor might eventually be mandated when it comes to specifically instances of police brutality or the government doing something wrong.
There should be no grand juries, okay? Because the grand juries and the police officers and the prosecutors, they all work together. So it's a conflict of interest.
When you show them love, they'll never forget that moment in their life. So this is the solution for everything. If we could just walk in love and do it peacefully.
I feel like being out here, being a part of the conversation is a start, and I'm hoping that with enough protest and enough conversation that we can figure out how to make a change, or enough people who have power will actually attempt to make a change.
We don't want to lose the momentum of this march. We don't want the energy to dwindle away like it does in so many other cases. So we asked the question, what are you going to do to help keep the momentum strong?
I think really you have to work in your neighborhood and work out. We have to work with each other. So that's what I plan to do. I don't know what I want to do in life, but I know I want to help my community, and I want to continue to contribute to this good energy. So that's it.
And you, Miss Thing?
I want to go into law and fight for people's rights as well. Black people's rights. Yeah.
Happy that she's here with me.
Yeah. How old are you guys?
I'm 21.
How old are you?
13.
You know, people need to get together and, you know, don't let the protest be the end of it. It really means changing the law. And if it means you need to call your congressman, you need to call your assemblyman, and you need to write letters.
It's up to us to make sure people don't forget about it. It's up to us for people to remember and to keep fighting.
As long as you keep spreading the love, it's just going to spread like a virus. And I think that's what we need in order to succeed with this movement, because you have to have love. It has to be involved. It has to be peaceful. It has to be something that people remember.
Mic check. Mic check. There are several more events. There are several more events that are emerging. This movement is horizontal.
Final thoughts.
I know people are saying that we say Black Lives Matter, and people rebuttal us that all lives matter, but the judicial system doesn't believe that all lives matter, and that's what we're trying to get out there.
I'm just about having this conversation. I came out here level-headed because I don't want to get arrested. You know, I came out here pissed off because I am pissed off. But what did Chris Rock say about that hashtag? Getting pissed off or complaining about the Black Lives Matter hashtag is like picketing breast cancer walk, saying, oh, there's other diseases too.
Oh, that wasn't Chris Rock. That was just the Twitter community.
Oh, that was just the Twitter community. Yeah. But, I mean, essentially, maybe I went off on a tangent, but I say all that to say we need equality.
The reason you're seeing everyone walking around, looking for something to do, you've all forgotten, you are the leaders.
Here we have people coming from all walks of life, each trying to find their own way, joining the movement, creating a movement. We want justice, we want peace, and we want equality for our brothers and sisters. We all took to the streets to march, 70,000 strong. The youth, our future. Everything depends on this movement today. I hope this documentary was able to provide a little bit more information as to why we are walking, marching, and united hand in hand. We are tired of the Eric Garners, the Michael Browns, Tamir Rice. We are tired of those walking away free because they have a badge, or maybe a law that doesn't protect people equally. We had primitive thinking many years ago, and we decided that that was wrong, inhumane. And now it's time for us to stand together again. Just like they did during civil rights, we also must stand too. We all deserve the same thing, and that's to live.